Hi everyone. Today's Friday Live. Wow, I'm just going to wait to see if anyone comes on with me today. It's just started raining here. I'm just looking outside. Winter in Queensland. It's been a bit cool. Today's live. Here we go. Jonah's wisdom. Many of you may have heard me talk about Jonah. Jonah has been a part of my life, my whole life actually. But not knowing who Jonah was, or even that there was a Jonah in my consciousness, guiding me, protecting me, helping me. So Jonah's wisdom, it's where the collective consciousness, known as Jonah, comes through to guide humanity, to answer questions, to help ease suffering in the world. And right now, there seems to be a lot of that going around, a lot of suffering in the world. So Jonah can speak through me. Jonah can also come through completely, which is when what we call switch over. But today we will just see what happens. I have asked if there are any questions that you wish to be answered by Jonah, that you can place them in the comments and I will write them down and get to as many as I can. I have 2 so far from people who have asked. We'll get to them soon. And I'm just going to sit for a moment and tune into this energy that Jonah is always present. Jonah never leaves. Jonah guides me, prompts me, moves me in a direction that is needed for humanity, for myself as well. That's one thing I do love, that I have this energy that is very certain, very precise, very strong, and allows movement all the time through me. How do I do what I do in the world? By coming within and connecting first to my guidance. That's how I achieve it, by coming in and connecting. All right. The collective consciousness. This is who Jonah is without the labeling, without a name. Jonah is particles of energy that my soul chose to incorporate into my being, into this physical body, so that that energy can move into the world. It can be strong sometimes. Collective consciousness has no emotional field. Collective consciousness has no emotion, feeling, guilt, overwhelm. It is just pure energy. So when you ask a question of Jonah or myself to channel through from the collective consciousness known as Jonah, then sometimes it can be very straight to the point. People who have seen this or understood this or been in my presence with Jonah will know that it's not airy-fairy. Right now, what are we needing? What is humanity truly, truly needing? Right now, humanity needs to calm. Humanity needs to drop back in. Humanity needs to understand what's really going on for them. Everyone is different. We all have something different going on within us. We all raise vibration by thinking positive. But right now there's a lot going on that may not appear positive, that may not be in alignment with consciousness of the soul's journey. But that's all right. These are the lessons, these are the movements that make massive change in consciousness. Right now, as a humanity, we are all feeling the pull, the push, the restriction, the labeling, the uncomfortableness. So what do we do with that? Do we create more of it by complaining, by judging it, by not allowing it? No, that's not what it's here for. Jonah will come through because I can feel the energy already, and I don't see Jonah as a person, all right? That's one thing I'll share. Jonah is not a person. Jonah is movement of energy, of consciousness through me. So one thing I will do first is just I'm not going to fully bring Jonah in today, but you will see that when he comes in, because he's already moving through. What is happening? So if I'm going to ask Jonah myself, Jonah, what do we need to know about the human consciousness right now of our fear and our judgments? Such distraction. There is so much distraction in everything that is happening. You are distracting yourselves in such a way that you forget who you really are. You forget that you have created everything in front of you. These distractions are because of taking responsibility. These distractions are here because humanity forgot to be responsible for their actions, their words, their creations. It became easier to judge, to blame, to attack. It became easier to be present with nothing going on except for your own internal mind. Jonah is so present right now. This is me coming through. He has locked me on. And when he does this, he wants you to listen because he needs me to listen too. So I just thought I'd pop back in. But yes, here is Jonah. The mind of humanity has to calm. There is so much going on right now that you still believe that the circumstances that are outside of you have come from outside of you. I will tell you that these circumstances are particles of who you are. Ask yourself in every moment, what is it that you need to clear, heal, align? There is so much negative energy, is what you call it. We call it energy. Everything is energy, but what you do with it creates either a negative or a positive charge within your environment. Remember this to be true, that you came here as a soul to be in this timeline. Now you have to remember, everything is about remembering who you truly are. Remember your soul's journey. Remember prior journeys in a body. Right now, you are hitting up against an energy that seems so contradictory to who you are. It is outside of you. It feels controlling to you. So ask yourself, where in your life have you been contradicting yourself over and over again? Where have you been trying to control every aspect of who you are and what you do, when you do it, and how you do it? You need to drop in and ask these questions. When, where, and how have I been controlling myself? When, where, and how have I been entering into dialogue that is not in alignment with consciousness? Okay. I'm just going to come out of that because that energy was so strong. Whew. Jonah is so, oh, I see the light then. Whew. Whoa, Jonah is so on point right now that I have to just take a breath because my whole body, I could feel such a shift inside me. I need some water, everyone. Okay. Jonah really needs you to get this. I cannot guide you in such this way without Jonah's help. There are so many stories going around right now, so many issues that people are coming up against. People are blaming themselves, wanting to know something different. But the truth is, it's all coming from you. The truth is that you have to ask yourselves, where, when, and how has this been happening for you? Where do you contradict you? I love that when Jonah said that, I'm inside going, yes, contradiction. Oh my gosh, what does that actually look like? All right, let's go back. I just had to have a break. I'm just going to ask Jonah to come through a bit more gentler this time. Gentle. We can be as gentle as we need. But do you truly understand how to be gentle upon yourself? How to be gentle in this world? A gentle energy is called free-flowing energy on our level. A gentle energy is when you are flowing freely, when you are not blocking, when you are not holding, when you are not giving. Gentle energy is the end result of alignment. Gentle energy is what you need to understand to bring through you first. Everything outside of you is that reflection. Bring gentleness and kindness back in. See everything as something to heal from. Don't be afraid if you feel that it is bucking up against your morals or your decisions or your true understanding. Be gentle on yourself. This is what collective asks of you. How does that look? I ask that you drop in right now. Those who are watching, drop in right now. Close your eyes right now. Be aware right now. Gentleness can never come from your mind. Your mind doesn't know gentle activity. It is energy fluxing off, impacting in, and it returns tenfold to itself. Bring energy to awareness of heart, of chest, of center of being. Then kindness, gentleness will revolve around this center. Bring awareness down. Say to yourself, repeat after me right now. My soul is in alignment with gentle activity. My soul is in kindness to myself. My soul aligns with the gentle activity of consciousness. Never doubt. Ask yourself right now, am I in alignment? Hear the answer, yes or no. Am I in alignment? If it is yes, great. If it is no, say to yourself again, I am now in alignment with gentleness. I am consciousness. My whole being is gentle. My soul is gentle. My heart is gentle. My energy field shows gentle particle waves spreading into atmosphere. I am the gentle being. Okay, now be aware that gentleness is within you. Be aware that you are gentle, that you are the soul, that you only can come through as gentle. It is through mind activity that strengthens, that makes it harsher, that makes it more aggressive. But your heart energy, that chakra energy, that energy center that is the center of your being, it is not harsh. It is not strength. It is softness. It is gentleness. Ask yourself daily, Am I coming from my center, or am I coming from my mind? They have both good qualities. But right now, humanity needs gentleness, needs most of you to come out of your mind, out of your thoughts. There is so much happening in thought processes that are not gentle. Notice, what are you thinking, what are you feeling, and what are you doing? Pull alignment back in. Bring your energy back in. Come to heart center. Come to center of being. Be aligned and say, I am now acting and reacting through the kindness of my heart center. That's it. Bring awareness to your heart right now. Look into my eyes if you need to. Kindness. Be kind. Okay. All right. I'm back. Now, anyone here have some questions that they would like Jonah to answer? I have to break occasionally because it's very strong, and because I'm looking into this camera, this energy is like hitting me in the face. All right. I have 2 questions here from viewers that I will answer right now. The first one, where do crop circles come from and what is their message? This is from Vicky. Hi Vicky, I'm glad you're on to get your answer. Oh boy, this is a good one. When I saw this, I got so excited. I was like, oh my gosh. Jonah already started to come through when I read it this morning. Where do crop circles come from and what is their message? There were 2 components of this coming through. Wow. All right, Jonah, where do crop circles come from and what is their message? There are many galactic energies here, many of them. In fact, all of you have particles of them inside you. There is no such thing as anything separate from you. These crop circles, as you call them, they have manifested through the mind of humanity. They are not anything separate from you coming in and creating through your what you call night. Some of you realize that you go to sleep, there are no crop circles. You wake up, there are crop circles. The power of mind has placed a stamp on the earth's surface. It is not something that was manually done. It was not something that was done separate from your consciousness. It is a stamp. They are geometrical energy wave centers that geography, as you call it, will understand. But the galactical centers that have placed this in humanity's mind, when you come to a particular point in your growth, there will be a geometrical surface on the earth appear. This is a guideline for unconscious byproducts to be protected, to be aligned, for you to understand. I know this may sound very technical for many of you, because it is. You see these, but your conscious mind does not understand the meaning. And your conscious mind will never understand the meaning. And your conscious mind never has to understand the meaning. A crop circle is a stamp on the earth energy plane that you, in your dream state, stamped with your consciousness, your highest consciousness, onto the earth plane for a grid to appear in a ley line in an energy, geographical, demographic of structure. How can I simplify that for you? It is triggering off chemical balances within your pineal gland. That's what's happening. When you see them, those of you who look at them, those of you who spot them, those of you who see some and not others, it is within your demographic, within the pineal gland, that these stamps of conscious awareness are placed on the earth's surface so that you can ignite, that you remember who you are. In this remembrance, an energy is opened and is placed into your energy field that will grow your system to a higher spherical moment. We see this as enlightened energy. We see this as growth in the consciousness of humanity. So, have they come separate from you? No. Have they come to confuse you? No. Have they come to show you something? No. They are placed from your reality of conscious awareness through dream state as a stamp in the collective consciousness that then aligns, opens up and clears energy so you can remember who you are. That is as simple as crop circles can be in your terminology. The galactical systems are particle waves of who you are. Nothing is separate from you. Remember that always. Every particle wave, everything that occurs has come from you. You are aligned to everything in the cosmos. You are aligned to everything that ever will be, ever was, and ever is. You are all of it. When you look upon a crop circle, I ask you to go within and first feel, what is that feeling that you are getting from visually looking upon that crop circle? What is triggering, sparking off inside you? Let that first component happen. Then wait. And the next component, if you are able to, is what do I feel? What do I hear? What is the message coming from the galactic energy sources that I am and what you are? What is the message that is coming through from the galactic, that has come from your consciousness that you created as the stamp on the earth plane? What is the message? Continue asking until you receive something, one word. That's all it may be. But know that the ultimate is not to know. Know that these crop circles are for you to remember who you are, not conscious memory, collective consciousness, higher consciousness, consciousness of all realms, of all beings of light, consciousness of all source energy. That is one answer for crop circles. Okay, wow. I hope you enjoyed that, Vicky. That was interesting. Okay, so the collective consciousness has given its answer for the crop circles. That was a very interesting answer. I did enjoy that one myself as I was listening. All right, the next question that we have from everyone, and if you do have a question for Jonah, I've only got maybe 5 minutes left. I'm only doing a short one with Jonah because the energy is very strong and I don't want to dry my system out and I don't want to overwork my system because Jonah has been here my whole life. But to bring that energy through, it's not taxing on me. As you can see, my eyes feel like they're buzzing. I'm like, yay. But I don't want to give too much information because it's a lot to take in on the conscious level, all right? I could probably do another question after this one. So if you do have a question you'd like Jonah to answer, please put it in the comments so I can see, otherwise I won't know. Now, the second question that I have today is, how do I know when to take responsibility versus surrender? Okay, how do I know when to take responsibility versus surrender? Okay, Jonah, this one's going to be interesting because, you know, I know my answer on that, what I have taught based on Jonah's teachings, based on his wisdom, based on who we are. How do I know when to take responsibility versus surrender? This is for you, Ashley. All right, Ashley asked this one this morning. Okay, let's see. How do I know when to take responsibility versus surrender? Okay. Jonah, how do we know the difference between responsibility versus surrender? Responsibility. It is a momentary thing. Responsibility is when something occurs within you, a movement within you, something that you feel that you don't understand, something that you have created out in the world of form. And that has come back to you as a particle wave. And that particle wave, when it touches you, releases a trigger within you. Your being becomes reactive. So responsibility. You need to take responsibility for the particle waves that are reflecting back to you because of a thought process that you have had in your life. These thought processes are what go into atmosphere and create either havoc, chaos, or happiness. The choice is yours, always remember that. But taking responsibility is where something occurs, where it touches you, where it actually is a feeling that you have that is not good in your terms. And instead of trying to fix it, change it, project it, you need to own it. Taking responsibility is called owning it. Always own something that reflects back to you and gives you something that is not comfortable. So taking responsibility for your part is what you will hear Caroline say often. Always take responsibility, because responsibility is what you are here for. How does life change? How does life grow? How does chaos get created? What part of you is out in atmosphere that you are dredging up past, that you are creating reality? Always know that it is a part of you that reflects back. So the difference is responsibility is a feeling that is a little bit negative, as you would call it, and you don't know what it is and you don't like what it is and you want to blame another. You want to push it back out into a story or create a story around it, that you want to judge and bitch and talk about others, as you say. So I will tell you that taking responsibility is owning it, is bringing that particle wave back inside you for true healing. Because all true healing resides inside you, not out in the world, not out in the illusory perception of what your mind creates. Surrender, on the other hand. Surrender is different. Surrender is the truth of who you are. Surrender, when you truly surrender, when you truly get it, when you truly understand that you are energy, that you can move particle waves out into reality that are good and high vibing and positive. And when you get that this energy of surrender, that you can send those particle waves back to consciousness, to the collective of who we are, then true surrender has occurred. Surrender is when you, hang on, Caroline just spoke to me. Don't complicate it, she said. All right. True surrender is when you understand that of yourself you do nothing, as she often says. So, true surrender is when you hand it to the collective consciousness, which is the energy particle wave of who you are. When you are in alignment and you truly surrender something, you are out of the story. You no longer wish to have that story in your conscious mind. You no longer wish to have an outcome in front of you that is negative. You no longer wish to struggle in the world. You no longer wish to be all over the place. When this happens, then and only then will true surrender happen. Surrendering is saying, I no longer wish this story to be active. I want to deactivate the energy particle waves that have created this illusion in my life now. And I now surrender this to you, collective consciousness, the particle wave of who I truly am. Then and only then will true surrender come in. Then and only then can collective consciousness share different particle waves through you into the atmosphere in front of you that creates the reality of who you are. Then and only then will change happen. Okay, wow. Hope that helped you, Ashley. Please, I would like you all to comment. If Jonah has answered your question, comment. How do you feel now? Did he answer it for you? Was it great? What was the outcome for you? All right, whoops, I'm sorry. I'm just going to another, I shouldn't have done that. I have one more question here for Jonah and then I have to go today, everyone. All right, Jolene, hi. So Jolene says, hi, Jonah, I have a question. If you have the time, yes, we will do one more for you. How do you keep your sovereignty during these current times where our personal freedoms and beliefs are being challenged and restricted? Whoa, love it. I love this COVID question. Oh, yeah. Rightio, Jolene, that is a good one. Yes. Let me go back to it. Let me just, the current times, whoops. Current times, Jonah, where our personal freedoms and beliefs are being challenged and restricted. If you watch this live again, Jolene, right in the beginning, we kind of tapped into a little bit of this. So yeah, after I've finished, go and watch the live again. There's a little particles of that also. So let me just see. Personal freedoms, Jonah, and beliefs are being challenged in this time. How do we keep our sovereignty? This personal freedom. Jonah. Personal freedom. Is it a choice? When does personal freedom actually stop? It doesn't. You are always free to make a choice. We understand and we see that as a collective, there has been a lot of challenges right now. These challenges are not in alignment with the collective consciousness, but as I say that, I need you to understand that these challenges have come from the mind that is ramping up challenges. All right, I will go deeper here. I will tell you that your sovereignty has not changed. What has changed is the circumstances outside of you. Sovereignty can only change when you allow it to. Remember, your sovereign being is deep within you. Your sovereign being exists in everything that you do, everything that you feel, whether it is good or bad. Your sovereign energy does not deplete ever. What depletes are the waves of energy in your mind, in your thoughts. What depletes and becomes negative, as you call it, are your thought processes. What depletes is your energy field. Your energy field is like the magnet that draws to it everything that exists. Every particle wave in the existence, and I will always talk of particle waves. If you understand what I'm talking about, you will know this. The particle wave of existence is an energy field that exists around the physical body. When your soul leaves that body, that particle wave changes, and there is no energy field around the physical body. But while you are in a body, your sovereign being is present, and it can never leave. So, what changes the vibration is your thought process. Look into the world right now that you have created. Look deeply into the world, and you will see what your mind has created. What part of this is yours? Be responsible, as we said earlier. Be responsible for your part. Make a choice inside you. When you don't like what is happening outside of you, and it changes your frequency, that frequency still manifests and creates in the world. That frequency is what you need to change, not the world outside of you. How many times do we have to say this? How many times as a collective consciousness do we have to tell you that it is not the world or form that you change? It is the particle waves of energy that come from you based on your thought process. So, become gentler inside you. Close your eyes, everyone, right now. Drop in right now. I ask now that you bring into existence, into the form of your world, the light that is bright, the light that guides. I ask that right now you imagine that your eyes are torches, that they are beaming light. And I want you right now to look into your reality and in your experience, in your society, wherever you are on the earth plane right now, we ask that you shine brightly lights from your eyes. Look at the particle wave outside of you that you feel is restrictive, that you feel is lowering your sovereign being, that you feel is creating beliefs upon beliefs, that you feel is restricting your energy systems. Look at it as a particle out there. See, is it government? Is it people? Is it the unseen? Is it the restrictions? Is it the lockdowns? What particle of all of this is affecting you right now? See it as a darkened energy in your consciousness. And I ask right now that you beam beautiful, bright light onto that field of energy. You beam that light as strong as you can until either the restriction, the belief, the lowering of energy in the sovereign being, until all of that disappears. You are dissolving it with the light. Place the light onto the thought process that has manifested outside of you. Do this now. Imagine it until that particle wave disintegrates. It disintegrates within the structure of form outside of you. Then it disintegrates within your mind within you. This is your role as a light worker. Place the light onto it to dissolve it. You can only change it as a particle wave inside you by dissolving it inside you but outside of you. Did you hear that? Dissolve it inside of you as a particle wave, then outside of you will dissolve, and the particle wave inside of you dissolves also. Now repeat after me. I am the sovereign being of collective consciousness. I am the light here on the earth plane. I choose to only see light. I choose to dissolve all negative particle waves that come in front of my consciousness. I choose peace above all else. I am the light bringer of the golden age. Okay, wow. I hope that helped you all. I hope you all enjoyed Jonah today. Yes, please remember that. Everything is particle waves of energy, including this world. Oh, I feel this so deeply inside me. Thank you, Jolene. That was a great question. Use the particle waves. Understand what's really going on. Place light, dissolve it. Instead of getting caught up in it, imagine that every time. Just go to it all the time. I really would love some response from this today. How did you feel? Did you enjoy Jonah's life today, his wisdom? Yes. Thank you, everyone. Love and blessings to you all. Until next time, enjoy. Bye.